Hi everyone, welcome. So glad to have you all. How's everybody doing? Um, let's get into this reading before I do all the 3 readings I'll be doing. Before I do, I just want to know how everybody is. Can't believe it's Thursday already. Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Okay, so let's get into the reading. Before I start, I just want to start by, I don't know, every holiday season, like approaching Thanksgiving, approaching Christmas, I feel like people get really angry, and they start to kind of take things out on people. So I've noticed the comment section. I mean, a lot of my subscribers have been so sweet as usual. But I've noticed there's been an influx of like really rude people lately. So if I'm not the reader for you, please continue to find somebody else. I'm not interested in entertaining negativity on this channel. So if you're not interested in having conversations and conversing, all that stuff, please find another reader. So I'm not like hungry for people to like me or hungry for likes and views. I do appreciate it, but it should come from a genuine, sincere place. Okay, so let's get into the reading. I'm going to start with Jay-Z. I just wanted to do this Hot Topics live because I feel like there's been a lot happening around Jay-Z. I just recorded a video about Jaguar Wright and Jay-Z and Beyonce versus the two of them in light of all the Piers Morgan stuff that's been going on. So, been very interesting to say the least, and I wanted to cover that and kind of indulge more into it. So if you're interested in that, it should be coming out. Hi, Jasmine. Good evening. Happy Friday Eve. Yes, right. Jasmine, I haven't seen you live in a long time. How are you? Thank you for joining. Oh my gosh, I remember when you used to come to lives often. Thank you for still being a subscriber. Like, this was like a long time ago, like a year ago. So thank you for still being a subscriber. Thank you for still watching and for your positive energy. I really appreciate it. So yeah, so let's get into Jay-Z. I pulled up his chart. I'm going to show you guys his chart. I'll start with him just because there's been so much going on. I highly recommend checking out my Jay-Z and Beyonce playlist and my Diddy playlist. If you guys haven't been around, especially go check it out. Those of you who have, you want a refresher, but especially for the Diddy, I did the first real Diddy video. Excuse me, I don't know, I can't speak. I did the first real video reading about Jay-Z about like a year ago. I want to say I did it on Thanksgiving Day actually because I just rewatched it, and I was almost 100% accurate with everything. I said September he's going to get arrested, so forth and so forth. And we'll get to Diddy. We'll get to him in a bit. But yeah, it's just very interesting. I was also supposed to do Harry Styles. I'll do him next week though. I'll do Harry Styles next week. Thank you everybody for joining. Welcome. I can see that the chat is growing. All the live viewers are growing. Please like on your way in. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If it's your first time, welcome. So let me just share with you his chart. Very interesting. We'll just go through his chart a little bit. I want to talk about charts today. I feel like doing that. I have a little extra time because I started everything early. So if you see here, his sun is in Sagittarius, moon is in Libra. His moon being in Libra is so fitting. I can't even explain to you. So it is Libra season. Happy birthday to all the wonderful Libras. Hi, Gracie. How are you? Nice to see you. No, you haven't missed much. I actually just started. I'm always a little late. African timing, as they call it. I used to have such bad, oh my gosh, guys. I've gotten so good at being on time, except for YouTube. I'm so sorry. I do record videos earlier, so that's why I'm usually late for the lives. But I used to be late for a lot of things, and I've improved a lot, I think. So I'm sorry for those who are waiting. I apologize. Okay, so thank you so much for joining, Gracie. So let's get back into his chart. So his moon being in Libra is so fitting. If you guys don't know my channel, I often talk about how Libras have difficulty like when people don't like them. And we're going to see it a lot. In fact, I just recorded a video about how Jay-Z is going to respond to Jaguar Wright, because I see her continuing to push his buttons. And he's going to act like he's not affected, but really, all of this really affects him. Especially as a sun in Sagittarius. You know, my best ex was a sun in Sagittarius. He's a wonderful guy. So I don't want to bash Sagittarius. Hi, Barbara. Good evening. How are you? Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you for all of you for subscribing. I just got to 5,000 subscribers, and I'm so happy. Thank you, everybody. I feel so honored. You know, it might not be a lot to others, but even the fact that one person believes in this channel, I know it sounds cliche, but actually, I really believe that. You know, some of you that are subscribers, members, those of you who donate, all of you, thank you, right? From the bottom of my heart. So I really strongly see how his moon is in Libra, because moon and Libras tend to be want other people's approval a lot. And please check out the video that I just did. I'm about to edit it when I'm done here, and I'll publish it tomorrow for members. It'll be next week for everybody else. But I strongly see that he's really going to struggle with how Jaguar Wright comes to him, because she's going to come straight for him. It's not even about Beyonce anymore. It's more about him. And he's not going to respond to it very well. So also his Mercury in Sagittarius, very fitting. Mars in Aquarius, very fitting too. Very fitting. And I say Mars in Aquarius is fitting because Aquarius, I'm a sun in Aquarius. I'm actually a triple Aquarius. We tend to want to do things for humanity. So how he fights back is that he's like, oh, I'm doing things for the community. I'm doing things for the well-being of people, and not just for one small person, you know. He thinks big picture, and he does it to make his ego feel good about himself. So with rising in Pisces, I see that too. I see that very strongly too. A lot of Pisces are very characteristic. You know, I watched this YouTuber. Her name is Rashan Silva. I'm going to write her name down actually so you guys can follow her. I think that's how you spell it. She does a lot of astrology videos. And she spoke about, at the time I was dating a Pisces, and she said Pisces have a particular walk, or they have something very unique to how they speak or how they walk. I could say the same for Sagittarius, because Neptune rules both Sagittarius and Pisces. Pisces is also co-ruled by Jupiter. Excuse me, that's incorrect. Jupiter rules both Sagittarius and Pisces. Neptune co-rules it. So with that being said, they have like a particular, you know, Jupiter's the planet of philosophy. I don't want to get too much into it, but Sagittarius and Pisces often have something distinctive about themselves in the way that they speak and the way that they walk, which I found to be, since she said that, I was like, wow, that's so true. I totally could see that. But that's why Jay-Z has that particular laugh that he has. Yeah, being a rising in Pisces. And walk too. He has a particular walk. So does anybody have any questions before I get into the reading? I want to do an update. By the way, I'm using this new tarot deck I got. It's called Earth Woman Tarot. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So let's see. But I can already tell he's not going to take it well. He's not going to take what Jaguar Wright has to say well at all. At all. So let's see. Okay, so his current energy. Four of Swords. So I think that's probably why, you know, a lot of the time Four of Swords, the deck is about being hurt, being heartbroken. But this Four of Swords is needing to rest in this deck. So he needs to rest, and I think that's why he's disappeared. He's trying to revitalize his relationship with Beyonce. I've said this before. I don't even think that they live together. I think that they've been separated for at least 2 years, 2-3 years. And with 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, he wants to give this image that they're still okay. I got 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and the Lovers. He wants to give this image that they're still okay, they're still fine. You know, that's the thing about, and I did say this, that's the point I was getting to, that as somebody, I've had Sun and Sagittarius friends, and I couldn't be friends with them any longer because I felt like they were giving me fake, you know? And I think a lot of Sagittarius, they'll give you fake because they don't want to make peace with the dark side of themselves. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense. You guys can tell me that. But I see that with him. He just like brushes things off, laughs things off, because he doesn't want to really face himself. And we all have to face ourselves. We all have to face ourselves. Excuse me. So let's move on. I did the update on Jay-Z. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. Does anybody have anything to say? Otherwise, next I'm going to move on to Blake Lively. I haven't done her in a while. I pulled up her chart too. So for those of you that are Harry Styles people, I will do next week because the majority of my subscribers are Harry Styles people. I will do him next week. I forgot to include him. I don't know why I forgot to include him, but I forgot to include him in this. Maybe that's for a reason. I do a lot of Harry Styles videos, so I like to give other people a chance too. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you. Her chart. Wait. Oh no. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, there we go. So her sun is in Virgo. Her moon is in Virgo. Interesting. And her rising is in Leo. Oh yeah, I did see that before. Which is very telling. You know, if you don't know what happened recently, she just turned off her comment section. I think the whole Diddy thing has given her some relief. I'm just grabbing my card. It's given her some relief. She's like, thank goodness, people aren't coming after me anymore. Which, you know, it is what it is. So I feel like, especially with having so much predominant Virgo, Capricorn, Sagittarius in her chart, if you see she has her Mercury is in Virgo, her Venus is in Virgo, her Mars is in Virgo. Something that, I'm going to talk about the light side, I'm going to talk about the shadow side of Virgos. The light side of Virgos is that they are very hardworking. They are very supportive. If they like you, they'll be there for you, you know. Now, the shadow side of Virgos, that they can be very critical. So I have a quick story. So I had this colleague, she's a Virgo, and I have, as most people have imperfect teeth, you know. So she was looking at my teeth when I was smiling. She was like telling me everything that was wrong about my teeth, and I was like, "Girl, your teeth don't look so great." Like, you're the last person to be telling me about that. But that's the thing about Virgos. Like, their love language is being critical. Not all, because my best friend's a Virgo, and he definitely doesn't do that. But Virgos can come across very critical. And they look at it as being helpful, but it's really not. Well, to most people, it's not. Some people like it. I don't like it. So with her having all this Virgo in her chart, that's why sometimes in these interviews it comes across as though she's being mean. But to her, to herself, or what she's thinking is that she's being helpful. Like, she's criticizing everybody to help them because she criticizes herself. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. So especially with Venus and Virgo, you know, I can only imagine how she is with Ryan. But I think he might like it. You know, sometimes people like that kind of stuff. It's not for me. I don't like being criticized like that. I don't think I've had one relationship with a Virgo, and it wasn't for me. But yeah, so that's what I have to say about Virgos. So let's do an update about, and I do want to hear your experiences if you guys want to share. How you, especially about astrology. I love talking astrology, so if you want to share, feel free. But let's see an update about her. Switching off the conversation. What's happening? Okay, so I get the energy. I'm using, by the way, the Crystal Magic Tarot deck. 4 of Cups, Knight of Wands in reverse, and 7 of Wands. So she wants to start anew. She's getting ready to delete a lot of pictures and start afresh. She's waiting till the promotion of the movie's done, because it kind of makes her upset that people don't understand her. It's unfortunate, it's sad. And that's why I love comic books and I love shows. I love reality TV too, because it speaks about how people become the way they are. We're not all just born being critical, being mean girls. We're not born to have that. Things happen to us, either recurring or one instance. But I think with her being in the limelight, especially with the bottom deck, the star, her family being in the limelight, growing up in Hollywood, especially that her parents weren't really like A-list, she wasn't really taken seriously. And I think because of that, she kind of looks down upon other people. She gives me the energy of Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake, that kind of energy, like let them eat cake, not really understanding people and understanding what people really go through. So yeah, that's what I have here. I think that's behind her deleting comments, stuff like that. She wants to appear perfect because I think she has imposter syndrome, which is very earth sign-esque. A lot of earth signs feel like they don't, even when they're successful, feel like they don't really deserve to be that successful. If that makes any sense. I've seen that a lot with a lot of earth signs. Everybody really can have it, but I've seen it a lot with earth signs, with Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgos. Okay, so let's move on to Diddy versus Cassie. Which she's a Virgo, but she doesn't have that. I haven't seen that side of her actually. So let's go through Mr. Combs's chart, and then let's see. Sorry guys, please bear with me. Okay, so we'll start with his chart. Again, please check out my readings I've done before. I have a whole playlist about Diddy, and a lot of it has come true. A lot. I just recorded a video, about to edit it. I'm going to release it for members tomorrow and next week for everybody else about what's to come about him, and it's going to be very interesting. I was shocked. Okay, so Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Virgo, interesting. We're just talking about that. His rising is not available. His Mercury is in Scorpio. I can see that. Venus is in Libra. I can see that too. Mars is in Scorpio. Is in Capricorn. Interesting. And Jupiter in Libra. Okay, so that's very interesting. His Pluto's in Virgo. Very, very interesting. So from his chart, which we've seen, I get somebody that really struggles. A lot of Scorpios, I've said this before, a lot of Sun and Scorpios when they're young, not all, but a lot that I've met, have had really tragic things happen to them when they were very young. And I believe his dad passed, right? His dad was actually Killed when he was a kid. And a lot of Scorpios, they have something very traumatic happens to them when they're young. And it forces them to either grow up very fast or to become jaded and bitter and resentful. And Jaguar Wright, I was watching her the other day, and she spoke about how I can't believe I have to say this, but I don't believe everything she says, but she's been accurate a lot. a lot. I've always believed a lot of what she said from a long time ago because I was in the music industry, so I saw a lot of things too, you know. But she said she compared Diddy to the Diddler, which is the Riddler, you know, from Batman, and Jay-Z to the Joker. I do expand upon it later. But a lot of these villains, you know, if you think about comic book villains, they have very traumatic childhoods. And that's why we really have to be careful how we treat children because it can literally make them monsters if they aren't treated with care and with, you know, with boundaries, yes, but also with respect. I think people forget children deserve respect too. So I've seen that a lot with Scorpios when they're younger. They go through things very traumatic and it really jades them. They spend their whole lives either running away from the past or trying to heal from it in the wrong way, in the, I'd say, the substance way. And I think that's what happened to Diddy, is that his trauma followed him and is following him. And he's trying to make peace with it in like a corrupt way. So let's see the energy of him versus Cassie. Oh yeah, let me read her chart too, sorry. And then I'll read the Diddy versus Cassie situation. Because I feel like and I said this before, that I don't think he'll ever really, because of his narcissism and his sense of grandiose self, he won't ever really let her go. Especially as the person that exposed him. So let's see, her sun is in Virgo, moon is in Taurus, Mercury is in Leo. Very interesting. If you think about her making that statement of the legal documents, the filing the lawsuit, it's very Leo-esque. Interesting. North Node and Aries. Interesting. So that means her South Node is Libra. Interesting. Hi, Brianne. How are you? Nice to see you. I'm so glad you joined. Yay. We're just covering Diddy versus Cassie. If you want to go back and watch, please watch. So let's see. Diddy versus Cassie. Also, her South Node being in Libra. There are many beliefs about North Node versus South Node. And her South Node being in Libra means to me, from what I've been taught from astrologers that have taught me, is that South Node is what we're comfortable in. And South Node being in Libra is she was comfortable with just like going along, being the peacemaker, even if it meant sacrificing herself. But a lot of her life now, in this lifetime, is about making statements and taking action. Even if she's afraid. That's what Aries are very good at. So let's see. Diddy versus Cassie. What's the energy? Okay, so he has an eye on her. Please, I don't know if you guys, did any of you watch my past Diddy video? I'm sorry about the sound. I had a new microphone and I edited it like I did before, but this microphone is louder. So it ends up being really loud, so the sound was messed up. But I will have a new video coming out. In my last reading, I said that Carisha, intuitively, I pick up that Carisha is going to help him access his money. Carisha is going to help him kind of move his money around. I see them getting married for the sole purpose, excuse me, of her being able to move his money around. So the Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, and Page of Pentacles. So he's keeping an eye on her through Carisha. Carisha's doing a lot of stuff for him. And Page of Wands is often about like wanting to take action. Let me explain Page of Wands correctly. Page of Swords is keeping your eye on somebody. Page of Wands is acting upon somebody you have your eye on. You can see she has a branch here. It varies from deck to deck, but he's going to take action towards Cassie. I think he might even threaten her. He's something else. My North Node is in Aquarius. Oh, interesting. So that means your South Node It's in Leo. Interesting. So do you know what that means, Brianne? Do you want me to explain it to you? So yeah, he might even threaten her and say, I'm gonna take the money away, Page of Pentacles, I'm gonna sue you. He really has a vendetta out for her because she got away. He always has to be the one that gets away. And that's a clear sign of somebody who has narcissistic tendencies. He has to be the one that gets away. He has to be the one that has dominance, constant dominance over his partners, his family, amongst anyone, So you want me to explain it? So your South Node being in in Leo, because it's the opposite, means that you've spent a lot of time with attention on you. So you might have been a child where something happened to you when you were younger, and it forced everybody to have their eye on you. Something happened when you were young that forced everybody to look at you. But now it's up to you to be more humanitarian and up to you to focus on other people, not just on yourself. So not only were other people focused on you, but you focused on yourself. You had to be very focused on yourself. You might have been like a sick child or something, but something happened when you were young. You had to be focused. But now you have to focus on others and sharing that. Yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense, if that relates to you. So yeah, he's been threatening her. I think maybe she's one of the witnesses that the judge was talking about threatening people, because they said he was threatening, but I see him threatening her, sending people to her. Man, he's something else. And I don't see him stopping for quite some time. I think that's why she had to hire security. And I just want to say, that husband of hers saved her life. Saved her life. So let's see what the outcome is with Diddy and Cassie. She's going to tell her story. When he's behind, oh wow, I was in a car accident once. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's oftentimes South Node and Leo, something happens to you that everybody has to look at you. But it's about transforming that energy into humanitarianism for the world, So I'd highly recommend maybe getting involved with other children that have done it, maybe writing a book about it, reaching out to other kids that's happened to help them and to explain how you got through it, and really to support them on their journey, because they need you. They really need you. So I'm glad you're okay now. I'm sending you lots of love. Yeah, so that's what she's going to do. She's going to write a book about it. Very soon she's going to write a book. Once she feels safe, she's going to write a book and tell everything. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. 5 Cups, 8 of Swords, 4. It's going to be a lot, but she's going to write a book. Wow, the things she's been through, and all these other women have been through. I don't really feel bad for Carisha, because I feel like Carisha had a choice. She still has a choice, even if you are a victim. Yeah, you're very welcome. Anytime, love. I am trying to incorporate more astrology. We'll see how that goes, because astrology is so fascinating to me. I love tarot, obviously that's my first love, but I also really love astrology, and it can tell us a lot. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for those of you who joined, who commented. Thank you for joining. I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful for your support. It means the absolute world to me that all of you show up, you like the video, you comment, you subscribe. You have no idea how much it means to me, because there's so many other tarot readers, and you've chosen to be a part of this community. Yes, others too, but the fact that you even consider joining this community by being a subscriber, by liking, by supporting, means a lot to me. So thank you. I'm going to end the live. Does anybody have anything to say before I end it? I'm going to try to do my lives at 7:30 now moving forward. Because it's just better for me. It's easier. So But the thing is, I don't work on Wednesday and Thursday. Well, I do. I just do my apps from home. So it all depends on how when I get up, or what time I get up. And sometimes I'm very lazy to get up, and I just like to do work in bed, and I just do my stuff in bed. So like the actual process of like getting dressed and that kind of stuff, recording, I postpone till later. So I'm gonna make sure that I start doing it earlier because it just works out better for everybody. If I come earlier, so I'll try my best for 7:30 next week. Promise. Does anybody else have anything to say before I log off? Yeah, I do have an app coming out at the end of November. I'm really excited about it. It's called Divine Healing Oracle. I'm just about to trademark it, and I've coded it and everything. So I'm really, really happy. It's either end of November, early December, we'll see, but definitely by Christmas. If you guys don't know, I went back to school for coding. I actually went to Harvard for coding last year. It took me a whole year. I did 2 courses at Harvard, and I'm really happy with everything. It took me a long time, but I'm really happy that I took it. And I just want to say, like, I'm 35, and I taught yoga for 8 years. So I stopped teaching yoga when I was 32. And when I decided to quit yoga as a yoga teacher, I really felt like I did not know what I was going to do. I mean, I read tarot. I love reading tarot, but I do tarot as more like a side thing. And I felt so lost, I was like, okay, maybe I should do real estate, maybe I should do that. And I've always been good at technology since I was a kid because my dad went to MIT and stuff like that. So I've always been very good at technology. I don't want to boast, but when I was younger, people would tell me go into technology, and I was like, I don't want to go into technology. I don't want to work 12 hours a day, But it's just funny that I felt when I was starting this process of school, I really had to believe in myself and, feel like my life isn't over. And I know some of you that are older than me are like, what are you talking about? 30 is still young. But there's a lot of pressure to have kids and to settle down by the time you're 35, So the fact that I was going against the grain and deciding to wait and to stay single and to not date, I got asked on dates, but I said no. I didn't have the time. And a lot of people are like, you're crazy. But I just had to do this for myself in order to feel complete. And I'm very grateful that I did. So it's just a side story. If you want to start something, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can do it. You just have to believe in yourself. And that some days, I wanted to quit, It's not an easy course. Computer science is tough. But I really had to. Really, really had to. And I implore you to do the same. If you feel like you have to do something, I believe in you. You can totally, totally do it. Even if it's just day by day, Think about when you're done. You always have to visualize that. When you're done, when you're done, when you're done. And it makes it a whole lot easier. So that's what I have for you guys. I love you all so much. Please, those that are watching replay, I love you guys too. I'll see you next week. Take care.